Hello, my name is Amin Wilson Robleh, and my student ID is 101248420, and this is my video submission for assignment 1 in comp4004. So to begin with, in this video, I will be showing the installation demo, so cloning from the GitHub, then the testing demo with all my unit tests and the acceptance testing to make sure they're all green, and then my system demo towards the end. So to begin with, I will show you so this is my desktop. As you can see, there's nothing currently in here, and what I'll be doing is, I already did this before, so I'll just be cloning from the GitHub, so my username right here and the name of my repository. So once I enter that, it will be cloning into my desktop, and as you can see now, it is in my desktop. So my next step will be to open up IntelliJ. And I will be opening the project that I just downloaded, I just cloned. So right here, select this folder. So now that I'm in here, as you can see under my SRC, I will have my main folder and my test folder with all my classes that I need. So my main test right here, and then my other classes like my main, my library, my borrower, my book status, and my book class. I'll just minimize this. So now that everything is cloned correctly, the next step will be the testing demo part. So I will quickly show you all my unit tests and run them to make sure they are all green. So to begin with, I wrote all my unit tests inside of my main test class. So as you can see, they all have the right name. So ref 101, test 01, and I believe I have around 40 something of them in total. So all my responsibilities goes all the way towards the end. And for testing purposes, in this video, I will begin with just commenting out the acceptance test that I created. Just make sure there's no red lines as well. Okay, everything is good. So I will run this and make sure everything works fine. So I'll run main test. So as you can see, there's 0, that little message saying there's 0. Let me quickly show you here. All 39 tests have passed, and they are all green, as you can see. And these are a couple of display messages that was used throughout my testing. Now the next part of this video is so now that I figured out all the unit tests, I'll run also the acceptance tests that I commented out and make sure those are also green. So I will uncomment these out, and they're called A-test01 and A-test02. A-test02 right here, and we will run this one more time just to make sure they're also green. So now you can see there's 41 tests passed, and if you go all the way to the bottom, right here, A-test01 and A-test02 are both green. And just for confirmation, you can see this little green arrow right here to show that A-test2 has passed, as well as A-test1. So everything is green, and I have no red or failure tests. Now the next step of this video is the system demo. So this will be starting the library system and demonstrating the following. So the user will log in, he will borrow one book, return one book, then log out, and he will log back in with the same user and select borrow book, and then show that the book that was originally borrowed indicates that it's checked out, then log out of the system. So for clarification reasons in this system demo, the way I understood it was that he will be borrowing one book which he will be keeping, he will borrow a second book, which he will then return, then log out. So in total, he'll be borrowing 2 books, so 1 book to keep and 1 book to borrow right away. And when he logs back in the second time, the 1 book will be available, the one that he kept, and the one that he returned, the one that he kept will be checked out, and the status of the one that he returned will be available. That's the way I understood it, and I coded my system demo. So my system demo, I coded it into the main, and just to quickly go over, just for testing purposes during this video, so I don't make any typos, I kind of hard-coded some parts of it. So it's gonna initialize the books in the borrower, and it will create the logins, the session with the user code and the password. The second part will be he will borrow book T1, he will borrow book T2, and then what he will do is he'll return one of the books. And there's also going to be messages throughout to show what is happening. And once he returns one of the book, he will log out. And then I will then print the statuses of both books. Also I will be printing the status of both books before he logs out. So both of these should be checked out. And one should be checked out and one should be available since he returned it. He will be logging out, and then Cole will log in again. And then the output message will be T1, which should be available, and T2, which should be checked out. So I'll run quickly this one just to make sure. And there will be parent messages all throughout to show that it worked. So right here you can see the login. So he has logged in successfully. The menu shows press 1, press 2, or press 3 to borrow a book. So for simplicity reasons during this video, I hard-coded the borrow book, but you could easily create like a one-liner where if I press 1 it calls borrow book, but just for typo reasons I kept it this way. So yeah, you can see the options. So he will be borrowing book number 1, which is called The Great Gatsby. The reason why this is called was during one of the acceptance tests, and you can see the checked out and the due date calculated, so November the 2nd. He will then borrow book number 2. And once he borrowed book number 2, he will return book number 1 once again, and you'll have the confirmation message saying that The Great Gatsby has successfully returned. So currently The Great Gatsby should be available now that it's returned, while book number 2 should be checked out. And as you can see right here, the current statuses of both is available and checked out. He will then log out, which was stated as one of the steps, and he was logged in and I will log in again as the same user. And I'll be printing out both statuses of the book. So The Great Gatsby status should be available since he never returned that one, and book number 2 should be checked out since he checked that out. And we'll log out again. And that is the second part, and that is the system demo. This was a bit complicated, so I tried to explain the best of my words to do so. If there's any confusion and you want me to type it one at a time, I don't think that'd be too difficult, so you could just email me as well. But yeah, this was my video. Thank you very much.